Hey there, I'm Heather Vitale for Harness Racing Update. During day one of the Lexington Selected Yearling Sale, we didn't have Cool and the gang in the house, but oh yes, it was ladies' night. We saw an $800,000 trotting filly as our sale topper and a pacing filly go for $700,000. So will girl power flow over to day two? Well, we're about to find out. Before the yearlings stepped into the spotlight, horsemen and women gathered together for a special charity event. Also in attendance was the mayor of Lexington, Linda Gorton, who was presented a check by Hambletonian Society and WEG director and prominent owner breeder Marvin Katz for $10,000 to be donated to the local charity Stable Recovery. The party and giving spirit moved into the sale arena as 7 breedings to top stallions were auctioned off in connection with the Breeders' Crown Charity Challenge. A total of $144,000 was raised, with the highest priced breeding going to Walner for $82,000. And when it came time for our yearling session to begin, it definitely got off on the right hoof. First to enter the ring was hip number 137, Mr. Malone. The Muscle Hill colt was purchased by Courant Incorporated for $260,000 and consigned by Hunterton, who happened to be the consigner of the Session 1 sale topper. All right, my goodness, we're at the end of day 2, and I believe that Hunterton is the leading consigner right now. So how are you guys going to celebrate? Is it going to happen tonight or at the end of the week?
End of the week.
Definitely.
End of the week, because we have a lot of more horses to sell.
Well, I want to go over a couple. First of all, Kadena last night, we believe she'll probably be the sale topper. She was the session topper.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, you must have loved her going in.
Oh, yeah. She's an awesome filly. She really, really was. She was the queen. We kept calling her the queen.
Do you think that she was going to go for $800,000?
Oh, I don't.
You never think that they're going to go that much or whatever. We knew once we got here, you start getting a lot of feel for all the horses, the activity and that kind of stuff. But we have an awful lot of people come to the farm. And then the ones they turn out kind of indicate, obviously they must like them. So that, that's a sign of the popularity of the horses. But obviously she's very popular. Some people didn't turn her out because they knew they couldn't afford her. But once we got here, then people will start saying, oh, well, she's the best filly in the sale and that kind of stuff. And then you hear it more than once, then it kind of solidifies your opinion of what she will bring. And so it was a great night. But it wasn't just her. Mr. Avert sold one for $500,000 and we sold, but yeah, we averaged $230,000 for 19 of them. That's crazy.
It is crazy.
It is crazy. And because this is the down payment. I say that, I have great sympathy for buyers. I really do. I probably have more sympathy than most sellers, but I have great sympathy for buyers because this is a down payment, and so many of them don't make. Obviously, we've done very well selling, tactical approach, and many of the ones have gone on to fame and fortune or whatever, but a lot of them don't, and it's a tribute to our industry how much people support it and how much fun they must have to do it year after year after year.
Yeah. Well, one of the things, though, about being a breeder, it's probably the most patient occupation, I wowould say, in this business, because
absolutely.
we're talking about this is like years, that you have to wait, right, 3 years, yeah, to see your product on the racetrack. So, what keeps you going?
Oh, the fact that they do so well out on the racetrack. It's like your kids graduating. I mean, you see that, and it's just like, it is. It's like look, that's one of our babies. It's one of our babies. So, yeah, that's what keeps us going.
But it's, you're right. The last time we were interviewed by you, we had bought Selfie Queen and spent $1 million on 2 fillies. So, and here it is 1 year since then, basically, 11 months. And so now we have to wait another 4 months before they foal, and then you got 2 more years before you sell them. So yes, but it's something that we've always in our genes or whatever, we have the we'll wait for a reward. Don't pay me today, pay me later. And that's fairly unique, I guess you might say. But it's as I tell people, standardbred business is a game you can win.
Yeah.
And I think there's enough people that feel that way, or these prices wouldn't be the way they are, right?
Right. Yeah.
So it's a great sport.
It is a great sport, but I want to say, like, even though, like you just said, there's trials and tribulations, you get to do it with your best friend, right? Isn't that awesome?
That is true.
Yeah, that is
Well,
true.
this time
Don't
she
you
probably doesn't
love
always
it?
think I'm her best friend because there's a lot of stress and and why?
No, he's
What did you do that for or whatever? But most
love
people, when you say, how do you work with your wife every day? And I said, well, she's pretty much easy to work with. It's only that she's smarter than I am, so you have to realize you have to take into consideration when you try to make an argument of I think we should try this way or whatever. But no, it's we've done it 40 years, so it wasn't hit the ground and away we went. It was a lot of put one foot in front of the other and to get where we are now. But to think that now we're selling cell toppers is really crazy. Really crazy. So, but it shows that you work hard and be honest and fair and treat people the way you want to be treated. Good things happen, and it sure has happened to us. That's for sure.
Absolutely, absolutely. Thank you. I love interviewing you guys. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Most interviewers have a hard time. I got another question, but we've run out of time. So sorry. We talk too much.
Along with the consignor Hunterton Farm showing up with big numbers on day 2, we also saw trainer Andrew Harris being the highest bidder on several 2022 foals, including hip number 176, Phantom of the Night. The colt is from the first crop of Tall Dark Stranger, consigned by Preferred Equine, with a price of $350,000. Another Tall Dark Stranger foal named Wavemaker lit up the board at $300,000. The colt is a first foal out of a Captain Treacherous mare named Making Waves, consigned by Brittany Farms, and he'll be trained by Tony Alagna. Let's start with Wavemaker since we just saw him. What did you love about this yearling?
I'd seen him at the farm in June. We came to town to see our other yearlings. We had other farms, and we stopped by Brittany to see their Tall Dark Strangers. And him and the Reflect With Me colt were both very nice, and they both really, really, really changed a lot since we saw them in June, and we decided to take a shot on both of them.
So you've been super busy. This is the guy with the strongest hand at the sale, doing a lot of that, a lot of nodding. Yes. So last night, oh God, I'm not going to go through all the numbers, but we've got a $300,000 yearling, a $325,000, a $275,000. But of course, the one I'd like to talk about a little bit is Caroline Country, who went for $140,000, the first foal out of Hunterton. I've had a million people ask me, who did Tony buy this horse for?
Yeah, she was actually purchased by Rich Palucci, who owned the mare, as you well know. And, he's not generally a yearling guy, but he said, how can I not take a shot on the first foal out of Hunterton, and especially it was born on his birthday.
Yes, that's right. Caroline was born on his birthday. I love it. What a great story. Now, one of the things that I've talked to people about, because if this were a beauty contest, then we would be able to know which one of these yearlings is going to go on to win $1 million. But it's stuff that happens on the inside of the horse. And it's so funny because with Caroline, she looks just like her mom. And in all honesty, her mom wasn't a great looking mare. She was kind of average, but it doesn't really matter so much of what Caroline looks like if she looks just like her mom.
Absolutely, she's big, she's strong, she's correct enough that she could be anything, and I think that probably some of the more purist buyers will probably be turned off a little bit because of the New Zealand pedigree, but for Rich, she was a perfect fit. He had the mare, of course. He sold the mare to Ola, and we're want nothing but have some success with the filly, so the mare continues to produce for Ola because he's been a huge investor in the business, and we want to see great things for him and his business.
Yes, absolutely. Okay, now let's talk about numbers. Last year you were the leading buyer as far as money spent with $3 million, and let's see, you had bought 21 last year. So does that sound right to you? For
it
three,
seems maybe a
yeah.
little bit light. Seems like maybe I bought more last year. But, you know, the other thing is, you know, some of the clients sign for their own horses. So at the end of the day, there's probably more horses that actually come my way than I actually show up as far as what I signed for. But this year I've signed for pretty much all of them. Ken Jacobs, of course, signed for a couple of his own. But for the most part, I've signed for everything. And I think we are at 27 right now.
Okay. Now, will you buy the rest of the week?
Yeah, you know, it begins to get more spotty, but, you know, one thing I said early about this sale was that there was a couple of headliners, and I told everybody that the chimpanzee out of Mission Brief and the sister to Seven Colors would be the toppers, and they have been. And I said after that, there's a lot of really nice horses, and I said it's going to be a very high middle, and it has been. You know, there's been a lot of $200,000, $300,000 horses, and if you miss out on one, you just go on to the next one because there's a lot of nice horses in the book.
Now, we did just talk, joking around about your bidding with your hand and nodding, but do you have a bidding process? Do you get in early? I mean, all the spotters have to know you.
Yeah, generally there's the same bid spotter that I always use. Normally I make eye contact with him and I usually bid once and then I get back out. That way he knows that I'm interested in that horse, and then that way he's looking for me after that. And I usually try to wait toward the end when things start to slow down before I get back in again. But at least if I let him know early that I'm interested in the horse, he knows to be watching for me.
Okay. Well, have fun this week, and I will see you in April, I guess, for Tucson training.
Absolutely. Hopefully you'll be watching Caroline train.
Me too. Thanks. Of course, I noticed a lot of numbers tonight, but let me just give you one observation. The 1 o'clock post time, I love. Oh, and actually, this is the second observation. There were so many people here. I mean, the vibe was so high.
Yeah, the vibe was great. Vibe was great last night as well, but it carried her over today. And it's funny you say that about the crowd. I've had numerous people tell me this is the biggest crowd they've ever seen here. But it just kind of goes on my broken record, hand in hand with the quality of the catalog we had, the number of horses we have, and the depth. And you know, here today we had an outstanding session. It started off a little slow, maybe, you know, for whatever reason, but they had a charity auction there, which, you know, always is good to do that to help Hoosier and help the Breeder Crown Challenge and things like that. So we were happy to do that. But the numbers today at the end, gross is up 13%, average is up 8%, median is up. It's just a fantastic, you know, day. And here again, number of $100,000 horses was up. And I just think here again, the depth, trotters, pacers, the blend, the quality of the individuals, you know, the breeders are doing the job, and the people with the boots on the ground. And you know, you have to go back to why. There's probably 100 reasons why we're having a lot of success, but purse money is a driver. You know, opportunities, jurisdictions, and you know, we have a broad-based crowd. And if you look at the buyer sheet today, it was pretty healthy that way, you know, being spread out. So, from a sales committee point of view, I think it was another successful day, and you know, it just kind of validates the quality of the horses we have.
I thought what was super cool when I was going through the catalog and watching them go through the sales ring is the triple eligibility. I mean,
Yeah.
there is so much opportunity to make money.
A lot of opportunity, and you know, today there's I think 2 or 3 or maybe more. I just people come, hey, my filly I bought last year won a Plain Ridge today. I know there's a trio trotting filly, a 2-year-old pacing filly, so they're watching it. They're racing right now. They're gonna have a final here in another 2 weeks. There's one more leg, so you know, even New Jersey, you know, they had the development fund. You have Ohio, you have Pennsylvania, Indiana. I mean, all the jurisdictions are healthy right now, and I don't want to leave anybody out because, you know, they are, and it's you know. It's just the, you know, and the sire power, you know, we said coming in, you can go 10 deep probably on the trotters and 10 deep on the pacers, and that just adds for a healthy marketplace in my opinion.
Okay. So tomorrow, Wednesday, 1 p.m. post time.
1 o'clock again tomorrow. Lace up your boots. Come on out here, and I think we have right around the same number, maybe a few less horses there tomorrow. And we've been blessed with great weather, and you know, it was a little toasty out there today, but you know, great vibe, great energy. Thought the auctioneer staff did a great job. They kept a good pace, and you know, we appreciate everyone's time, and we try and get them out here as quick as possible. And we'll start tomorrow at 1 o'clock, and we'll just keep rolling.
All right. Thanks, Dave.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Thank you so much for joining me for the excitement from the 2023 Lexington Selected Yearling Sale. Now, for complete coverage, just go to harnessracingupdate.com. I'm Heather Vitale, and this has been an HRU production.